To be honest, boxing has never seen nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this. I believe this is going to be great for boxing. I believe we're going to win.
He's going to have after the fight is over, then so be it. I'm already in a no-win situation anyway. To me, it's a win-win. But I'm in a no-win because if I knock him out fast in the first round, they're going to be like, oh man, this wasn't worth it. If I let it go a few rounds and drag it out, they're going to be like, oh man.
I've always been in the gym training. I'm boxing professional fighters. Activity is great. I had 15 fights in 1 year when I was younger, and I think activity is great, but I'm prepared. I'm just ready to go.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson come face-to-face in a fiery confrontation, trading sharp words as the atmosphere grows tense between the two legendary fighters.
Don't even bring that shit up no more.
No, they should bring it up. Okay. They should see the difference from there to now.
Gotcha.
Me at my worst, to me at the biggest event in the history of events right now. There's never been any bigger than this. So what they have to say about that?
What does that say about you if you lose?
Well, I'm not gonna lose. So I can't even fathom losing. I can't even imagine it. I think he thinks this is gonna be a very easy night. It's not gonna be an easy night.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. stays composed and self-assured during the intense face-off, carrying himself with trademark confidence and signaling that he's still prepared to showcase the skill and competitive fire that defined his career.
Keep it on cruise control, go out there, have some fun, and do what I do best. And that's beat Floyd Mayweather.
Mike Tyson declares that he's completely ready for the challenge, pushing himself through intense training sessions and appearing sharp and focused, convinced he can step up and deliver when the moment arrives.
The fighter's waiting for his money, and by the time he gets his money, everybody else took their percentage out already, so you don't know who's who. You get what they give you.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I'm wearing large.
Rafael Cordero, the trainer of Mike Tyson, states that Tyson is currently in stronger condition and looks sharper than he did ahead of his exhibition bout with Roy Jones Jr.
Perfect time, perfect place now. Where's Mike? Put everything together. So mentally, physically, we're excited, man. We're excited. If the fight was next Saturday, you will be ready for it. So we talk about Roy was 4 years ago. Today, Mike is much better than he was when he fought.
Mike Tyson appears razor-sharp in camp, sparring with full force, testing his limits, and driving himself through demanding sessions as he gears up for the upcoming challenge.
Okay. I'll be right.
Round one. Oh, few. Cut the ring. Exactly. Cut the ring. Exactly.
Jeff Mayweather explains that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has long embraced the role of the villain, thriving on the spotlight and criticism. He adds that a showdown with Mike Tyson could test Mayweather's legacy while still allowing him to display the confidence and technical skill that defined his career.
Why? It's easy, because Floyd always was the bad guy. Once again, he's gonna be the bad guy. And I think that if there's any way to try to remove his O, it may happen.
Meanwhile, Tony Jeffries recently suggested that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s return is fueled largely by ego, arguing that he struggles with being overshadowed, particularly following the attention generated by a potential matchup between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
We've got to make as much money as we can while we can and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money, purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have...
Floyd Mayweather Jr. pushes himself through intense training sessions, displaying impressive sharpness and agility. He looks remarkably youthful in camp, flashing the speed, timing, and precision that once defined him at his peak.
Right hand hook. Again. Hook right hand. Slide and drop. Punch it, point it, help me go. Drop. Walking. Pitch it. Pitch it. Six. Punch it. Pitch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step back. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. hammers the heavy bag with force and accuracy, putting his speed, refined technique, and unwavering concentration on full display. Analyst Henry has openly questioned the path boxing seems to be taking as veteran stars step back into the spotlight for exhibition-style contests. He notes that Manny Pacquiao is reportedly preparing to face Rosalind Pivkoff, while Floyd Mayweather Jr. continues to be linked with Mike Tyson. In his view, these potential matchups appear motivated more by financial upside than genuine competitive necessity. Henry describes the trend as unusual and somewhat uneasy, particularly when aging icons are encouraged to make another comeback. His concern is heightened in Tyson's case, especially following the intense attention surrounding his recent high-profile appearance opposite Jake Paul, which already triggered widespread debate.
Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. that's the most money-motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up covering it because they are two former champions of note, and it is going to go on their professional records. But if you thought the first fight wasn't particularly entertaining, I can't imagine this one's going to be much better. The one thing I will say is that I believe Pacquiao's in better condition than I realized after the effort he put in against Mario Bell.
At the same time, Henry acknowledges that the magnitude of the event would be massive, especially with a global platform like Netflix backing it. Even amid criticism, curiosity remains strong. He believes the true storyline centers on decline, asking which legend has lost more of their edge. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has stayed largely inactive for years, raising questions about timing and reflexes. Meanwhile, Manny Pacquiao has endured far more wars throughout his career, potentially carrying the wear and tear of countless battles. That uncertainty fuels intrigue, even among traditionalists who dislike the concept of aging icons returning to the spotlight.
Has not had a proper fight in such a long time, which you could argue means he won't be as sharp in the ring. But then on the other hand, Pacquiao's had way more fights than Mayweather has, so you could argue he's got less left in the tank. It's difficult to figure out what it means for either guy, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. But I guess if I'm being really honest, as much as I don't love it, there's always going to be a little bit of intrigue there. Kind of don't like myself for it, but I'm just being honest with you guys. And I think if we want to have a real conversation about what this fight represents, is a continued frustration around the truth about the first fight, which was that it came too late and it turned into more and more of a cash grab. This fight embodies that to a whole new level. Even for the broadcaster Netflix, I don't believe they're truly invested in the sport of boxing. They'll take one-off big events that get them more subscribers, that increase their revenue, that increase their subscription base, but they don't really care about the sport. If they did, they'd be putting on a lot more events than just these mega fights that involve, influencers and fighters that are well past their...
Dollar has raised pointed concerns about the reported showdown between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson in Congo. He questions whether the event is firmly set or quietly losing momentum behind the scenes. What stands out to him is the unusually early reveal, announced in February for a September date. That timeline feels stretched compared to the typical 3 to 4 month promotional window seen in major boxing events. To a dollar, such a long build-up could signal an ambitious global marketing push, or potential uncertainty surrounding logistics and final agreements. He also analyses Netflix and its growing approach to hosting spectacle-driven matchups, suggesting the platform may be prioritizing large-scale entertainment value as much as competitive sport.
Also talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson in the Congo. Is that now scrapped? Why are they announcing this several months before the event? I mean, is it a massive build-up? I mean, when you think about it, most fights are announced 3 months, 4, before an event. This one, September. We are in February, people. Like, what is going on? I mean, what are Netflix doing? Netflix are kind of, obviously they're picking up and putting on really random stuff. Like Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. If you are an MMA fan, that fight was supposed to happen way more than a decade ago. Way more than a decade ago. They're doing it now. Will it get big numbers? I guess it kind of will. They've obviously done the Jake Paul stuff. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul versus AJ. They done massive numbers. Crawford Canelo, a serious fight, and then they're doing...
From crossover concepts to the huge viewership pulled in by Jake Paul events, the platform's strategy clearly centers on broad, mainstream appeal. Aid concedes that the formula probably delivers results, even if it sometimes appears unconventional. Still, he speaks as a genuine admirer of Floyd Mayweather Jr. His love for boxing began during the era of Mike Tyson's dominance, moved through the rise of notable British champions, and eventually circled back to the United States because of Mayweather's brilliance. In his eyes, Mayweather represents a rare figure who mastered both promotion and in-ring intelligence, similar to how Conor McGregor commanded attention and marketing power within his own arena.
Massive, massive Floyd fan. Like, my journey into boxing, obviously when I was young, it was very much Mike Tyson, but then it went and became a UK thing. The ITV days of, I don't know, Ben Eubank, etc., Michael Watson, and then eventually Joe Calzaghe, Prince Nassim, etc., etc. My reason for going back and watching American boxing is solely down to Floyd. Like, I was obsessed with everything Floyd Mayweather did. I thought he was a genius when it comes to marketing and a genius in the ring. Like, it's very rare that the two go together, which is why I think everyone kind of fell in love with Conor McGregor, right? Because Conor McGregor was a genius outside the ring in terms of how to sell a fight. And in the octagon, he actually proved that he can fight as well. Floyd, obviously on a completely different level, but you know what I mean? Very similar. Someone that talks the talk and walks the walk. And Floyd most certainly did it.
Wade Plemons offers a candid perspective on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s return to competition, pointing to the delicate balance between preserving legacy and chasing financial gain. He suggests that watching a fighter of Mayweather's stature step back into the ring at this point can feel anticlimactic for some supporters, as it creates the impression that monetary incentives outweigh pure sporting ambition. For devoted fans, that reality brings mixed emotions. There's an unease in seeing an iconic career potentially reframed, not around historic achievements or technical mastery, but around business opportunities and revenue generation.
Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently Some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire article.
Despite widespread media chatter surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s finances, Wade Plemons strongly dismisses suggestions that the former champion is facing serious monetary difficulties. He argues that claims of overwhelming debt are overstated and fail to reflect the full picture, insisting that Mayweather is not struggling to handle his obligations. At the same time, Plemons acknowledges that the proposed event carries undeniable financial appeal and that profit is naturally a major consideration in bringing it together. While critics may interpret this as purely commercial or even disheartening, he views it instead as a strategic decision, one that blends Mayweather's enduring competitive drive with smart business awareness. In his assessment, the matchup serves as both entertainment for fans and further proof of Mayweather's calculated approach to managing his legacy and brand.
He strongly denies any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy and Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old, and if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this exhibition. There's not going to be any weight classes.
Ariel Helwani has offered a firm opinion on the anticipated clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson, voicing concerns that have fueled debate among fans. He questions whether the bout is truly necessary, suggesting that bringing legendary fighters back at this stage of their lives adds more spectacle than sporting value. In his assessment, both men are long removed from their athletic peaks, and the contest risks feeling symbolic rather than competitively meaningful. Helwani emphasizes that potential health risks should outweigh entertainment or financial considerations, arguing that safety must remain the priority. His stance reflects a wider conversation in boxing about the return of former champions, particularly when such events appear driven by publicity or profit instead of pure competition. While nostalgia excites audiences eager to see iconic names share the ring again, he cautions that age inevitably impacts speed, reflexes, and stamina. Ultimately, Helwani believes the fight may do little to enhance their reputations and could even complicate the legacies they carefully built.
These economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing them.
Johnny Nelson recently shared his perspective on the much-discussed meeting between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr., pointing out details that casual fans might miss. He noted that despite advancing age, Mayweather still exhibits impressive speed, timing, and accuracy, moving with a crispness that catches even experienced observers off guard. In training sessions, he appears sharp and disciplined, striking the heavy bag with controlled intensity that reflects decades of preparation. Nelson also explored the personal dimension behind such returns, explaining that decisions to step back into the ring often involve more than ego or competitive instinct. Financial commitments, family responsibilities, and the desire to remain relevant within the sport can all influence the choice. While some supporters fear potential damage to legacy, Nelson emphasizes that these icons remain highly capable athletes, blending experience, ring intelligence, and natural ability to compete at a notable level.
Then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans I'd love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever. And they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys have still got to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes the shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense with Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis. Until next time.